The China Report for Wednesday, June 5, 2013. China-EU trade war heating up. China's government criticized European anti-dumping tariffs on Chinese solar panels and announced its own probe of Europe's wine exports. The European duties announced June 4 are a blow to financially strapped Chinese solar panel producers that are struggling with excess production capacity and a price-cutting war. The 27-nation bloc will impose a tariff of about 12% on the import of solar panels, cells and wafers, EU Trade Commissioner said. That will increase to an average of 47% in August unless a settlement is reached with China in the next 60 days. The EU said it would postpone imposing the full 47% duties on solar panels, cells and wafers until August to allow time for negotiation. The ball is now in China's court. Dumping traditionally means selling a product abroad at a lower price than at home, but some governments also take action if the price is deemed to be below production cost or unfair in some other way. The trade row between the EU and China is the world's biggest anti-dumping case by sales volume, according to EU officials. This could get interesting. China's development a threat to democracies, authors say. When China's foreign ministry spokesman, Hong Lei, told the United States late on Saturday that it should correctly treat China's development, what did he mean? The reprimand came after the U.S. State Department on Friday called on China to fully account for those killed, detained or missing in the 1989 bloody military crackdown on protesters in Tiananmen Square, the Associated Press reported. Mr. Hong also told the U.S. to discard its political prejudice toward China. China often emphasizes that it seeks peaceful development. But the authors Heriberto Arao and Juan Pablo Cardinal believe there is more to it. In an opinion piece in the New York Times, they write that the state capitalist model behind China's increasingly successful global push threatens the values of the established democracies. While China is not taking over the world militarily, it seems to be steadily taking it over commercially, they write. In just the past week, Chinese companies and investors have sought to buy two iconic Western companies, Smithfield Foods, the American pork producer, and Club Med, the French resort company, they write. A third, high-profile example last week is a deal between the City of London and a Chinese company, ABP, to develop the Royal Albert Dock for about $1.5 billion, for Chinese and Asian businesses. China has been able to amass a lot of cash that it is using to buy strategic assets around the world, the authors write. Ultimately through the use of Chinese savers' deposits in a financially repressed economy, the financial repression is imposed by the state. It is important to remember what is really behind China's global economic expansion. Tiananmen Square online searches censored by Chinese authorities. It takes a very significant date for the word today to be deemed too sensitive to mention. But 24 years after the Chinese government's bloody crackdown on pro-democracy protesters in Tiananmen Square, today is part of a long list of search terms that have been censored on Sina Weibo, the country's most popular microblog. Chinese Communist Party authorities, fearing a threat to their legitimacy, forbid open discussion of the so-called June 4 incident in the country's media and on its internet. Yet internet users have reacted by using ever more oblique references to commemorate the tragedy, treating censors to an elaborate game of cat and mouse. Many of their posts have been embedded in pictures, which can often elude automatic detection. A girl with her hand over her mouth. A Lego man facing down 3 green Lego tanks. The iconic Tank Man picture with its tanks photoshopped into 4 giant rubber ducks, a reference to a well-known art installation in Hong Kong's Victoria Harbour. Most of these pictures, too, have since been scrubbed clean. By Tuesday afternoon, the term Big Yellow Duck had also been blocked. Expect more blocking of press and free thinking in China. The central government does not want to risk looking weak. They also don't want the truth to be revealed regarding their inappropriate behavior. That's the China Report for today. Zaijian.